What's up, it's Cycle, and today we're gonna keep playing the character, yeah. Um, last episode we talked about character choices and why would I choose a certain class and stuff like that. Today we were gonna talk about orbs, but first we're gonna actually play the game because it's really fun. So, let's run out where we were last. The last place, well, we didn't get the waypoint, so we're gonna walk. What's a waypoint, by the way, you might ask? They're kind of like checkpoints in the game. You get to save your position. You can teleport around. I opened up my map, by the way, which you can do by going menu and world screen, and you'll see the first zone. This is the town, other zones, and ones we haven't been yet. So we're gonna walk all the way out there because I didn't get the waypoint for the next place. Some of the feedback that I got was to play a little bit more like someone who is just starting out and pay attention to more of the little things, like all these items fall on the ground. Oh, look, an orb. Let's grab it. Was to play a little bit more like a newer player and kind of explore a little bit more, not rush things so much that I'm used to doing. I'm already used to like glazing over a lot of these white items. All these items are falling. I kind of want to talk about them as they fall, just as a kind of a play-by-play. So you can see here we got a driftwood scepter, which is a one-handed mace, has physical damage and other stuff, and increased elemental damage. I'm using 2 wands right now, so I'm just gonna hold on to these. By the way, wands have a special trait where you can only dual wield wands with other wands. So otherwise I could pick this up. Look at that, 10% increased elemental damage, 9% increased spell damage. Which are the same if your spell is also elemental, which mine happens to be, because it's lightning, which is an element, and spell, as you can see at the top above the level. This is a rusted sword, which is, physical damage, has some accuracy. I don't want to pick these up because, well, I don't want them. I don't need them. But you know what? Actually, let's go ahead. Let's pick everything up, and I'll show you what they sell for as well. We can start talking about currency. I'll use my Quicksilver Flask here. You can see I get a little thing showing that I'm using it. I can move a little faster. Very nice to use, and of course it gains charges for killing guys. Plate Vest has some armor. Why not wear it? Last time I said, let's not wear armor because it gives us a very small movement speed increase. And I was given the feedback that, that's kind of one of those irrelevant things. You can obviously choose to do it, but I'm gonna go ahead and wear it for this, just so we can have a full armor set as we get it, and be really cool that way. You can see some of these guys are throwing Molotov cocktails, causes the ground to burn, and it burns me when I step on it. It does damage. Kill them. Scroll of Wisdom. Scrolls are great. Let us identify stuff. Iron Hat. I'm gonna keep this because it has life. Life is so important in this game. You're never going to hear the end of it. I'm going to tell it like all the time. Pick up one more of those. I found another gem in the last episode where we talked about the thing, choosing a class, and it's fire trap. So a trap is pretty cool. You throw it on the ground. I'll demonstrate it on this guy. Throw it on the ground, a little trap there, and when they walk on it, it triggers. Fire trap causes burning ground, which only hurts them, and does some fire damage on the impact, and bam, dead. We're going to level it up because I have enough experience, and bam, now it does even more damage. You'll see the average damage is a lot less, and then later on it says deals 3.2 fire damage per second. So awesome. Let's keep moving. Why did these little crab dudes have some things under them? Well, they're under the influence of this shrine. A brutal shrine is this one. There are lots of different shrines. While it's under like the maps control or whatever, when you just find them, it helps monsters out, and when you click on them, now it helps you and no one else. So it's one of those things where you can run into a dangerous situation where there's lots of monsters, and you could die because they're all buffed by whatever the shrine is. But if you grab it, then they lose the buff, you gain the buff, and you become sweet, delicious. So killing all these guys. I really like using lightning tendrils right away, because it has a very nice AoE, which means it area of effect, so it hits more than one monster at a time. Pick up maybe another one of these. Get some white items to demonstrate them. It's a crate. Crates have random items in them. Cool. plate vest. This is a blue chest piece. If we want to see what it is, we need to identify it with a scroll of wisdom. Gives us stun recovery, which lets us recover from stuns. You might be like, what is that? I mean, stun is when you're hit and you kind of stagger for a moment and you can't do anything. So this helps you do that, recover from that, and get back to normal a little bit faster. Oh, here's some superior iron greaves. Superior things have quality on them, and quality can appear on weapons and armor, like these armor pieces that can have sockets in them, and also gems, and they do different things depending on what it is. For something like this, an armor piece that has armor, like not energy shield, quality will give it more armor. If it's a piece that has energy shield on it, remember energy shield is this like extra life that kind of goes down and then can recharge over time. Let's demonstrate real quick. Energy shield hit me here. So he hit me, I go to 0 out of 7. If I don't take damage for a while, my energy shield will come back. So if you have quality on an energy shield item, you'll have more energy shield. And if you have quality on an evasion item, you'll have more evasion. And evasion is the chance you have to evade an attack. I got a level, so we're going to go ahead and get our skill point. Get some more spell damage, because that's what I want for my build. I'll talk a lot more about builds too as we get into the get later in the game after we cover some of the other basic things. Yeah, scroll of wisdom. We need that. Yeah, I should demonstrate the burning ground again. Like it's set on fire, take damage. That is a sweet spell called Firestorm. This is a little mini boss here. We're gonna use. Oh, okay, we're just gonna kill her. I'm surprised it was that strong. Here's a yellow item, a rare item. I'm gonna keep moving because we already went through here once, and I'd rather show some new content while I talk. So here's the mud flats. This is where we need to go. Our current quest is a dirty job optional, and we're gonna go ahead and do this optional quest. Here's a waypoint. Now I can demonstrate this. So waypoint on the thing. We're gonna go back to town real quick and sell some items. So come back at the waypoint, and we're gonna sell.
Any help I can offer is yours.
So when you sell items in this game, you may have noticed something. There's no gold in this game. All the currency is done by orbs or scroll of wisdoms or armor scraps. It's just called currency. That's what the players call it. So if we sell, for example, this normal junky white item, we'll get something called a scroll fragment. And as you can read, a stack of 5 fragments becomes a scroll of wisdom. So if we sell a total of 5 of them, we get 1 scroll of wisdom. Why does this quality thing not give us any bonus? Well, if you sell a 20 quality one, you get a blacksmith whetstone. We'll talk about that later. Right now it's irrelevant to us, so we'll go ahead and sell these and get a scroll of wisdom. And let's sell these as well. Get some scroll fragments. Now if we try, I could sell all of them, but I'm just going to demonstrate. If we try selling this unidentified one, we'll get some like transmutation shards, which will become an orb of transmutation, which I will talk about. We're canceling that. We are going to identify this and talk really briefly about item rarity. There are 4 item rarities in this game. There are white items, which are the normal ones. They have just their standard stat, like I just remove them, but they have, like, for example, armor will have armor, or weapons will have attack damage, wands will have spell damage, etc. Then there are blue items in the game, which are also known as magic items. Magic items are, for example, the hat I'm wearing and the chest piece I'm wearing. And these have 2 stats. So this one has life and stun recovery. This one has stun recovery. Sorry, I mean to say an additional stat or 2 stats. I'm not sure how I can explain that very clearly. Can have up to 2 stats on them. So these will have, this can have 1 more, for example. But maximum of 2, right? And yellow or rare items can have up to 6 little attribute things. So these boots I have resistance, and evasion rating at the top, and some stun recovery. So this is a yellow item, a rare item, and we're going to go ahead and identify it. And you can see it has some resistances on this axe, and physical damage, and mana on kill, but we're not using a physical character, so I'm going to sell it. If you wanted to keep a nice item, you could throw it in your stash. You do start with 4 stash tabs to begin with, and you can spend real money and get more stash tabs, but I also did that, but I'm going to go ahead and sell this one.
Hello.
Talk a little bit more about currency. alteration shards. When we have 20 of these, we will get an alteration orb, which you can see here. I'm going to mix my currency together. But I'm not going to grab scrolls from this one. We're going to find scrolls as if we're actually playing for reals. But an alteration orb of alteration, if you use it on a magic item, it changes the properties. I'm going to go ahead and show you. Normally, when people give you a guide, they say, you know, don't spend your currency when you find it. Don't spend it. Save it until you understand what it does. And I do believe that for the high currencies like Exalted Orb or like Chaos Orb or stuff like that. But for some of these little ones, it's cool to use and experiment with, and so you can understand them. If you are, you know, curious and you're like, oh, I don't want to use something that's valuable, just take a quick look online, or you can ask on Reddit or ask in global chat. You know, you can go here and open up the global chat and ask people. Some people are trolls, but you can ask them and be like, you know, what kind of what should I do with this? Can I spend this? What is this valuable? What should I do? And most of the time there will be someone who will tell you. But until I cover it, we're going to go ahead and experiment. This reforges a magic item with new random properties. So this is a blue magic item. Let's see what it does. I got life, which is fantastic. Life is really good. You always want life in this game, let me tell you. Unless you're doing an all energy shield build, but we'll talk about that later. So I got life. But like I said, you can have up to 2 stats on a magic item, right? Well, there's actually an orb for that. Orb of Augmentation. Enhances a magic item with a new random property. I'm going to show you, demonstrate on my hat as well to show you about the limits. So first, can we use it? And by the way, I am right clicking on this and I'm going to left click on this. Can I use it on something with 2? No, item has no space for more mods. I'm going to go ahead and try it on this one. Got stun recovery again. And of course, just to demonstrate, can't do it again, 2 at most. Can I use it, by the way, on a white item? No, a target is not magic. So, let's keep going so we don't talk the whole time like the last episode. So, we're in mud flats. Let's walk around. Use a speed flask, run around, look around for stuff. Again, blue monsters, magic monsters, are a little bit tougher, but have but give more experience, and they're pretty cool guys. So I found a flask, a superior medium mana flask, and I'm gonna go ahead and use this. Again, quality does different things. Superior means quality, and quality does different things depending on the item. For flasks, it gives you more of the thing. I'm trying to point at the screen with my hand, but you can't see my hand. So it recovers 84 mana, and normally it would be a little bit less. Just quickly look at these. We'll pick up a couple of these actually because I don't have very many scroll of wisdoms. Pick up the little ones that take up less space. Yeah. We'll sell them when we get to town. Now some of these maps have pre-designated layouts, but most of them are random. Goodbye zombies. Yeah. Behold the power of lightning tendrils. Tickler of Doom. Most of these maps are randomized, so even if you play this game again and again and again, the slight differences will keep it pretty cool. So we're just gonna look around. Alright, we found a master. Extra stuff to talk about. With the most recent expansion of the game as of this video, it is Forsaken Masters. Let me grab this little guy. And this one probably. Oh, this one has 10% spell damage. See that? That is better than my 9% one. So we can even watch my DPS go from 35.9 in the bottom right corner to 35. Okay, well, it's negligibly the same. Let's kill this guy. Yeah. Kill this guy. Yeah. So masters give you a little bit of a side quest depending on the master and depending on the thing. I think each master has 8 different side quests. So in this one, I'm going to protect this little relic from all these guys. I'm going to kill them. And this is going to be pretty tough. Maybe. With all these ranged monsters, I don't know what's up. Oh, it's a little better. So you see the little waves coming towards them. Pretty neat. They can be pretty tough sometimes too. Get over here. Lots of different monsters. There's a ton of different monsters in the game, and every time grinding your games, GGG, maker of this game. Every time they add a new expansion, they add more monsters. Keeps everything fresh. If you get any buffs in this game, they'll show up in the top left corner. And I'm getting one buff from this little relic that I'm protecting. And this instance, it is Consecrated Ground. It gives me some life regeneration. Alright, completed. I talked to him. I have a max level guy already, but when a new league starts, you'll start the thing at 0. And you get some experience. You get also some reputation, or whatever it's called, to like IKEA points. You get to buy furniture, decorate your hideout, and you can have a hideout once you have a level 3 master. What's a roa nest? Some green quest item. You find a use for the strange glyph in the mudflats. So we'll explore around, kill some more things. Something that GGG is really great about, and this is one of my favorite things about the game, is, well, they're great about a lot of things, but they have many expansions planned for this game. Currently, there are 3 acts for Path of Exile. They're about to add a 4th in a few months. Level up. And they said that they have 10 acts planned that they would love to do for this game. And I think that is so cool. And of course, this is a free-to-play game. Any of the money that you hear about is all for purely cosmetic things, which is so cool. I love not spending money on things that are fun. This is a boss, mini boss. You can tell because if you look at his name, it has like all this fancy orange and stuff. And he's got this little, I'm gonna be careful. He's got this little kind of aura thing underneath him that you can see up here. Oh, jeez. It's a degeneration, so I take damage over time when I'm near him. You can see my life going down. Actually, do I have life regen? Okay. Well, he died from the burning ground. Look at all these yellow items. I'm going to go ahead and get my skill point as well. I want more spell damage. Make me a little stronger. Nickel should be stronger, I guess. Got another glyph. Let's go see if we can find something. Chest plate. I'm going to go ahead and identify this intelligence one, because I'm a spellcaster, right? Life. Cold resistance. You can press Alt to compare what you're wearing. Life regen, a little bit less life, but more energy shield. I'm gonna go ahead and wear this because life and cold resistance. Cold resistance is great. What do resistances do? They cut the damage by that element down. If you have 100% cold resistance, for example, you will not take cold damage. You will resist 100% of it. If you have a 90% cold resistance, you take 90%, or 90% of the damage is mitigated. So you'd only take 10% of it. I hope that explanation is pretty clear. Got a chest. Kill this guy. Kill these guys. Kill them to death. Oh, another row nest. I don't know if I sound like really surprised, but I do know that there are 3 row nests. I don't know if I fooled anybody. Fire trap, lightning tendrils. What you gonna do about it? Oh, I keep doing this. I don't think I've explained it. This is the mini map down here, and just like old Diablo 2 style, I think the default of the thing is tab, but I'm not sure. I've changed all my hotkeys, but you can use the hotkey and flop it over to an over screen layout, and you can see the map over the whole screen, so you don't have to move your eyes over to the top corner if you're lazy like me. Hey, the Fetid Pool. That's what we gotta do for the dirty job. So we're gonna go ahead and do this because you wanted us to do it, right? Quicksilver flask. So we have to kill all the monsters here. So let's look around. It's dark. But fire is bright. I'm gonna pick up this too. Already out of room. Portal scroll. That would be nice. Killing you guys. Killing you guys. Running around. More quality things. Quality on gems is really nice. Most gems benefit greatly from it. and you can get you can there are some special recipes in the game where if you sell 40% quality total worth of gems, so for example if you have 10% quality gems and sell them all together, you get a currency item called a gem cutter's prism. I will talk about it later, but if you find quality gems while you're playing, pick them up, keep them. It's definitely worth throwing into your stash and holding on to. You can do the same type of recipe, by the way, for armor and weapons. Like, you get 40% quality worth and you get different currency items. But it's not as worth it for space. Gems only take 1 space. So we gotta kill this this necromancer. He's bringing guys back, as you can see. I killed the bodies and they can come back anyway, so throw a lot of traps at him. Take a little bit of death. He resists lightning, so he's mitigating some lightning damage for me. You can see it at the top there. Raises undead, resists lightning, right under his name. Dead. What about the remaining monsters? How do you know how many monsters are left? Well, you can actually type into this waterfall's loud. You can actually type into the chat /remaining. Press enter and it'll tell you more than 20 monsters. What happens if there are less than 20? Well, just tell you the number. Barrel. Yeah. So, talk a little bit about monster affixes. So here we got a yellow rare monster, Grimflay is his name. He has fast attacks, frenzy is damaged, undead, allies resist elemental damage, and he resists. So not only do all of his friends mitigate elemental damage, fire, cold, and lightning, but he does all again as well, so he's got double resist. I'll talk about what frenzy is in a different video, because it's an extra whole concept. Here's another shrine, by the way. So right now, if I were to walk into it, I take cold damage and it would slow me down, but I'm gonna go ahead and run in and grab it. So now I have this sweet ice effect on me, and a level up, which I'm gonna do when it's a little bit safer. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and use this shrine while I have it. Look at the damage on this. Pretty sweet. It's called Ice Snow, but this is also a gem. So if you wanted to get a build and make a build around it, totally can. Speed flask, Quicksilver flask is what it's called. Trap. Look at that combo. Trap over there. Using a mana flask, keeping it moving. What I love the most about the flask setup in this game is that it just encourages you to keep attacking and keep moving forward. You don't have to stop and go back to town to heal or anything. Sometimes you do. Oh, chromatic orb. And but just like you're encouraged to continue killing guys. This is one of the few, if not the only place in the game where it will tell you how many monsters are left as automatically. Otherwise, you'd have to type it in yourself. Getting some scrolls. Here's the last guy. Quest complete. So we're gonna go ahead and use a portal scroll, but first we'll get our skill point. I'm gonna get this. This is called a notable, I believe. This is a note. The large nodes are called notables. So I'm gonna get this one. Cast speed, so I cast faster. Elemental damage with spells, so I'll do more elemental damage. And intelligence, so I'm a little smarter. And it also lets me use more things and gives me more mana and more energy shield. So we're gonna use a portal scroll. I like to keep it over there. Because we want to talk to Tarkley to get our reward, right? What do you got for us, Tarkley? Book of Regrets. So, I'm happy to do this because the reason why I did this optional quest is, well, first we should, and second because it gives us 2 passive respec points. What does that mean? Well, the passive tree is here. This is the passive tree. The skill tree, passive point tree. And we're going to right click this book to learn 2 passive respec points. Quest complete. Excellent. So what does that mean? What if we made a mistake and we're like, oh no, I actually didn't want this. I wanted to get this energy shield node instead. I could go refund passes and undo it. I didn't confirm it yet because I do want this, but if I have 2, so I can like show both, right? But I can refund them and then it would give me my skill point back. So if I make a mistake, there are some skill points that we can get, respec skill points that we can get for completing quests in the game. Additionally, there's an orb you can find called an Orb of Regret, where if you right-click it, you get another passive skill refund point. So there's an orb to cover that. We are going to go ahead and sell a lot of these white items to get some scroll fragments to help identify. No, we cannot. Oops, I don't want to sell my orb. No, we cannot sell quest items, in case you were wondering. Sell all of those. Excellent. And I'm going to grab my other ones from there. And look at that. Now we got 4. And I'm going to go ahead and identify these other items that we found. If you hold shift, you can identify more than once. So these boots, compared to mine, me pressing alt, have life and no resistances. And let me tell you that later in the game, we definitely want to have resistances. But right now, in the beginning of the game, I want life. So I'm going to go ahead and use these boots. And as for the chest, this is the other chest. It has more life and a little bit less resistance, but much more life, 4 more life. 178, 182. More life is always good. And I want to talk about these orbs as I find them as well. We found a blacksmith whetstone. This improves the quality of a weapon. I'm going to go ahead and use it just for now to show you. I'm not. I was going to show you that it doesn't help me, but for example, if I used a blacksmith's whetstone on this wand, it'll give my wand more physical damage. And because I'm using spells that are elemental, I don't want physical damage on the wand. It doesn't read, the spell does not read the damage on the wand, the physical damage. So I'm not going to use the blacksmith's whetstone on that item. A chromatic orb reforges the color of sockets on an item. So maybe you're like, oh, I really wanted to put, I really wanted like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more green gems. I had this one was taken up, for example, and this one, and this one, and this one. I really need more. You can use a chromatic orb and try to change the color of something. Right now, I'm not going to use it, but I will definitely be using it later on the show. And it's weird calling it a show, isn't it? So that's that. And I'll talk more about how it works as well. And we're going to sell these items because I don't want them. So 19 out of 20 shards. And they'll combine. I just want to show you how it is. If I just click it on here, it turns into an orb of alteration, which we know changes a magic item. I'm just going to do one more thing. We're going to go to the portal before we call it wrap it up, because I think we're running low on time. And that's to find a use for these glyphs that we found, which have some nice lore. I haven't actually, I'm going to be honest with you, I haven't really looked at the lore in this game, but I know it's very cool lore. I read a summary of it on the wiki. There is a Path of Exile wiki, by the way. If you just type Poe wiki, like Poe wiki into Google, it will come up as the Path of Exile wiki. And there's a lot of information there. It really will help out. I go there all the time. Everyone goes there all the time for like little things, because there are a billion items and really odd mechanical interactions between gems and stuff. We're going to pick up a little bit more of these white items to sell for scroll fragments until we have a lot, because I'm going to try to not delve into my personal things. So you can see on the map here, there's a little big exclamation, not little, but quite a big exclamation mark, so that means it's a quest thing. I approached it. Oh, I clicked it by accident. It said put the glyphs in the wall. There were 3 spots. If we came across here without finding the glyphs, it would say find 3 glyphs. So there's that. And travel. Let's go to the Lower Submerged Passage. By the way, it was blocked off before. I should have demonstrated that. I would like to get to Ledge. I don't know if there's a way to see how long I've been recording. Take this. Actually, you know what? We're gonna we're gonna go ahead and get the next waypoint. If you're hanging out with me this long, we can keep going. These are different crabs than we've seen before. Oh, waypoint. We have a waypoint. Actually, you know what? We're gonna go ahead and call it now. Go back to town. See if there's a reward for us. Yes, there is. Talk to Tarkley for your reward. Except Tarkley. Yeah, we did. We did open. I just opened up my quest screen because I got to get rid of that thing. It just bugged me. Okay, now we're going to get the skill gem that I want for my build, and you're going to be seeing me use this for the rest of the game. There are a lot of choices here. Look at all of these. You can make a build around, I believe, every single one of these. That's quite good. Yeah, every one of these things can make a really nice build. Some of them are quote unquote better than others for late game, but you can really do it. But we're going to choose Storm Call because this is what I want to do. I just really like to clear these. So I'm going to just demonstrate. I'm going to put in this one, and I'm going to move it to right click because that's where I like it, and put lightning tendrils on R, like that blink. One more thing that's really cool. I was talking about how you can spend money to make things look cool, and I did that. So we're going to open up the shop thing and put my Storm Call here so I can see the gem. And we have different things here that I bought. Oh, it's not so many, but if you just right click it, you set it. So first thing is we're going to change how our portal looks. Your character will now use the Void Gate portal effect. And then we're going to change how Storm Call looks. Maybe we'll go out to mudflats to demonstrate the difference. So normally, Storm Call looks like this. It's a nice timed attack, and we're going to do some really cool things with it. But I bought this this effect because I think it's pretty cool. So I left click on there, just like a normal currency item. Now you can see at the bottom it says has Tribal Storm Call effect, and look at that, orange, red, very cool. By the way, don't worry if you buy something and you want to use it on another character or another gem, you can reclaim the effect and it stays there. So you don't use this up. Some of them are consumable, but I did buy those ones because let's just test this out because we got a new gem. We got to try it somewhere. You can see, by the way, that this is the same mudflats that I was just in. Like, all the monsters are dead. I did the mission from Elrion. Okay, let's try it. Huh. Wow, that's way stronger than I thought it was going to be. Oh, beautiful. It's so beautiful. So you can see it's actually pretty cool. They all go off kind of around the same time. I can do about 4 before they explode. 4. Oh. I don't want to use another portal scroll, so we're just going to walk up to the waypoint. And, that's it for this episode. We're going to keep moving on. I know it's a little bit slow progression, especially for like experienced players who may be watching. But I just really want to talk about as many things as I can to cover it all. I think later on I will do some like how to power level and quickly get to the end game, which is, a lot of people say the most fun in the game is the end game, and I am one of those people who would agree, because the end game is so cool. That's where you get to really use everything you've been doing. Your skill tree is like almost complete or getting there, and you have all these sweet items, and you can do all these spell combos and stuff the way you want to. What's up, Galium 18? You look like a pirate. This guy is like a pirate. Oh my god, I totally sidetracked myself. At the end of the game, it's so cool. So I might do some power leveling videos as well, where you can get your character from level 1 to level 60 and get to the end of the game in like a day or 2, depending on how many hours you play. So I totally would do that. And you know, we're gonna sell some items too. Sell a lot of these yellow or white items. I'm gonna sell this and get some transmutation shards as well. Oh yes, get those shards in there. I like to organize the way I do. So I'm thinking I might do some of those too. But for now, we're just gonna kind of casually progress through the game, and it's planned out so that next week the leagues will end, so I can talk a little bit about that. And we will continue playing this character through the league end, and probably get to the end of the game before Act 4 comes out, which is pretty cool. So once again, thanks for watching. Subscribe so I don't have to spam places so you can see this. Leave a comment if you have any questions, or if you want to give some feedback. What else can I change about anything? And yeah, see you guys next time.